October that we were flying P-47s, and we had a mission to strafe marshalling yards in Germany. And I was a wingman to John I. Brown III, and we shot up at least 3 or 4 locomotives, and John said, "Let's head back." I said, "Okay," so I followed him, and we were coming back towards the base, and we're at 15,000 feet, and I saw a bogey 8 o'clock low, and I called it out, and John said, "I don't see it. Check it out and I'll cover you." That's all he had to say, and I just drove down, and I was going about 475, and I wasn't gaining, and I saw it was a German Me-262 jet, which is rare. I think there's only been a few shot down before that day. And I used water injection. It was the first time I'd used it in a flight, and it gave me about 15 or 20 miles more airspeed, and I was able to gain on him a little bit. And then he made he turned back to the left and went back 180. What he did is he led me over his airfield, and by that time I was within maybe at least 100 yards behind him, so I was too close for the gunners to shoot, and I had only 2 inboard guns, still had ammunition, and I was able to hit his left engine nacelle, and he went in and crashed, and then they opened up on me, and I got hit pretty good. My tail was hit where I didn't have any rudder control, and I pulled up, and John said, "Get back down," so I did, and I cut grass all the way across that field, and I made it back safely. All this is great to happen, and I wouldn't want to do it again. It's so great for everybody to be here, and I thank everybody. You're great people, and every one of you have some maybe stories that I'd like to hear someday. Because everybody here is interested in aviation, or you wouldn't be here.
Can you tell us a story of your youth before aviation that you'd like to pass on? Something unique that happened to you when you were a child, where you grew up? Just a unique story about you?
I'm not sure you asked me.
Just any story
from your youth. Did I love flying before?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh. Yeah, well, it's kind of odd. Growing up in Abilene, everybody knows where Abilene is. When I was probably 8 or 9 years old, I had a Shetland pony, and I always had a horse to ride. And when I was 16, I wanted to join the National Guard there, because they had a cavalry unit and they played polo. And I thought that would be great. But my mother wouldn't sign the papers, thank God. So I didn't do that. And I remember when I was a kid, Wrong-Way Carter came to town and flew and landed there, and I went up to see him, and that kind of gave me a little bit of a desire to fly. I said, he flew across the Atlantic there in that old airplane, and surely it must be pretty interesting. So I guess that's the reason I kind of got. And then I did get one flight in a Cub by one of the guys that was had a Cub that I put up with, and so that's probably. But once I was going to Texas A&M in '42, and there's three of us that wanted to fly. We all wanted to be fighter pilots. I guess I don't know. Anyway, that's the desire we had. So we withdrew from A&M, and John was colorblind, so that eliminated him. And Warren had flat feet, so that eliminated him. And I was underweight a little bit, so it gave me a week to gain a pound, I guess it was. So I ate a bunch of food and bananas and thought that would sit out a passed.
What was your weight?
Donna asked me a question. Do I know? Yes. Y'all don't know, but seems like everybody was. I had some girlfriends, but none of them that would just stand out. So I decided I had a little sister named Anna Jean. So as far as I know, I'm the only person that ever named their airplane after their sister. Anna Jean was my sister.
If you could pass on one piece of advice to the world, what would it be?
Oh, I'm this way. If I had any advice to anybody, is find something you enjoy doing and do it. Just, it's something, it's great to make a lot of money, of course, but if you enjoy work on airplanes, do it. Or if you enjoy football, do it, or whatever you enjoy doing. And stay with it, and don't give up that goal that you set. That's what I would say.
Any other questions? Well, Gary, when you went down in North Sea, what kind of acres?
Oh, we're down in the North Sea. I hit the gun sight with my lip and cracked some teeth and split my lip open. And they happened to be the doctor that was there at the base was a plastic surgeon. So he knew what to do, sewed it up somewhere or other. And that's the only injuries I got besides hypothermia. Right, they gave it. Oh, I was ready to go, in a week I was ready to go flying again. I was ready. And they said, no, you've got to go to Blackholm for a week. And I said, okay. So on the way down, it was snowing, and I was in this deep in the back seat. And it had a plywood cover. And the driver said, I'll show you how to slide it. So hit the brake and slid it over into a culvert and turned upside down, and it left me there. And my flight surgeon had given me a bottle of scotch. And believe it or not, that broke the bottle of scotch. And the ambulance evidently knew about it because they were coming along, they were sliding. But finally they stopped, and all the guys had a cup. For some reason they got that scotch and they started drinking it. And I got on, they said, take me to the train because I'm supposed to be down there. And they said, okay. So That's what happened with that scotch.
When you dove down that in 262, you hit compression.
No, it was a gradual dive. To get compression in a P-47, you'd have to have a lot of altitude and go almost straight down. And
So you didn't hit
I never hit compression at all. But they would do that. P-47 was bad about that at high altitude.
Were you the only one to actually shoot a 262 down in a P-47? I didn't.
Yeah, the P-47 was I got the ME-262.
Were you the only one to actually do that in a P-47?
No, there's others.
P-51s.
In our group, 78 fighter group, there'd been 2 other ME-262s destroyed before I got one.
Wow.
And later on, I think the ME-262 was more plentiful. But that was a very, very good airplane. Maybe if they had had it years earlier, it would have been a lot of a war for sure. Because those guys shoot down those bombers like crazy.
How young are you?
How young am I? Now?
That's some hard class.
Real quick, what other aircraft did you fly after the war? Didn't you go and fly like F-84s or something like that?
Well, after the war, I was recalled for Korea. I just graduated from the Texas University in 1950 and got married June the 15th. June the 25th is when the Korean War started. And I'd been active in the reserve, flying different planes around, like the P-6s and P-51s, and I flew the F-82 a little bit. And so I was recalled about 8 months later, and then I flew the F-84s for 21 months. And then when I got out, I stayed in the active reserve, but in the reserve, but not active.
Okay, well, thank you all very much. Huey has some photographs from World War II, a photograph of him in Edugene, which he will sign if anyone would like a photograph of him in Edugene too. And he can sign it. We'll set up a place here, and if you're willing to do that, Huey. And you're welcome to get in line, and we'll set that up over here on the table somewhere. But thank you all very much for coming again, and we'll proceed to that. And then just so you know the layout of the day, after he signs some photographs, we're going to go, we'll pull the plane out to do some photographs of the plane on the ground, and then we'll probably take off and do some photographs of the plane in the air with Huey in it. And once we're up in the air, we'll head straight back to Georgetown with Huey after we take off. We'll fly around here a little bit before heading out. So that's the sort of layout of the rest of the day. But right now we'll move to signing photographs. And thank you all very much.